In this video, I will show you the ABC XYZ segmentation process in SAP IBP. ABC XYZ segmentation helps us to group our planning object based on the value of a selected key figure. ABC segmentation is the prioritization of the planning object based on the relative importance. XYZ segmentation is the classification of the planning object based on the demand volatility. Segmentation helps you define more specific alerts and report. Among others, it allows you to do the following: analyze forecast accuracy by product segments, identify planning objects with relatively high or low level of forecastability, identify inventory items that require closer attention, define alerts for specific segments only, view analytic charts with regards to specific segments. Now, let's execute this process in the app. Here you have the segmentation process. First, you need to create a segmentation profile in the Manage ABC XYZ Segmentation Rules app. Then, you should schedule and run the segmentation in the Application Jobs app. Remember that it's not possible to start a segmentation job directly in the SAP IBP add-in for Microsoft Excel. Then, you can fine-tune the results, viewing and updating the information in the SAP IBP add-in for Microsoft Excel. At the end, you can leverage the results. The results of this segmentation are stored as an attribute in the product master data type, and you can use this attribute to define alerts, reports, filter information in your views, and analytic charts. Now, let's go to the Planning Web User Interface and click in the tile Manage ABC XYZ Segmentation Rules. Let's create a new segmentation profile. Let's enter a name and a description for this profile and select our corresponding planning area. For this example, we're going to enable ABC segmentation. In the target attribute for segmentation results, you enter the attribute where the results are going to be stored. This could be ABC code attribute in the product master data type. As you can see, we're getting this warning message because that attribute is already used by another segmentation profile, so be careful. And the key attribute for the target master data type, it's product ID. Then, for the segmentation measure, we need to select a key figure. In this example, we're going to use actual revenue. So let's open the list of values. As you know, the base planning level for this key figure is currency ID, customer ID, location ID, product ID. For the calculation level, we're going to leave as product ID, but let me show that you have the option to select a different attribute from the master data types that you are using to store the ABC segmentation results. Here, you can change the periodicity for the calculation, and you can define the time scope, the calculation horizon, and the offset. Let's scroll down. In the segmentation method, we have 6 different options. Select the one that best fit to your business requirements. Select the target currency. In this case, we are going to use the US dollar. And finally, for the ABC segmentation, you need to define the threshold to assign the ABC code. For the XYZ segmentation, let's leave enable the XYZ segmentation switch and select the target attribute for segmentation results. In this case, we're going to use the XYZ code the same warning message. And let's scroll down. Now, we need to select a key figure for the segmentation measure. By default, you will see delivered quantity. But if you need, you can change for another key figure that makes more sense for your business. For this example, we're going to leave the default value. Here you can see the base planning level and the calculation level. Also, for this segmentation, you can change the periodicity, time scope, calculation horizon, and the offset for the calculation horizon. For the calculation strategy, you can choose between calculate variation or aggregate over periods. Once you decide your calculation strategy, you need to choose the aggregation method. For the segmentation method, you have two options. By threshold, you need to define the CV assigned for each segment XYZ, or you can choose K-means, and the system uses a machine learning algorithm to check the segments as homogeneous as possible with regard to demand volatility. When forecast automation is run in the Application Jobs app, the system analyzes the time series values stored in the selected input key figure and saves the identified properties in the background. If you select Consider results of time series analysis for XYZ segmentation, the system will automatically use the analysis results to remove any trend or seasonality from the time series data if necessary, and calculate CV or CV squared based on its transformed time series. Then you have the option to replace the leading and non-leading nulls with zeros. Now let's define our target unit of measure. In this case, we are going to use inches. And now let's continue to define the threshold for each segment. Scroll down. After that, you have the option to enable locking function, and you need to decide the attribute to indicate this lock. And finally, you just need to save, and now you have just defined your segmentation profile. Okay, and that's it. Let's go back. Now that you have your segmentation profile, let's run the segmentation. Let's go to the application jobs. Let's create a new one. Let's select ABC segmentation. Let's go to the step number 2. I want it to start immediately, so let's go to the step 3. But let's select the planning area. In this case, it's ABC. The version, it's the baseline, and the segmentation profile that we just created a few minutes ago. Planning filter, we are not going to use any filter, and let's schedule. And let's wait until this job is finished, and that's it. We just finished. Now let's see the segmentation in our data. Now let's log on the Excel add-in to review the ABC XYZ segmentation. Here in the master data workbook, we choose create. As I told you, the segmentation results you will find in the product master data type, but let's just filter the material type that have, in this case, ABC segmentation because of the key figures that we select. Okay, here we have the results. We have the ABC code, and if we scroll to the right, we can find the XYZ code, and that's it. This information is useful if you need to create alerts, analytics, or filter your information to assign specific forecast algorithms. You can update one by one or in a massive way if you need it. Well, that's the ABC XYZ segmentation process. And thank you for watching this video. See you next time.